Hey guys, what's going on? This is Alex and it's time for another round of new Fallout 4 mods for consoles. This week we have a nice mix of weapons, environment mods, house decoration and fun gimmicks. So let's get right into it. The first one is actually from last week, but I wanted to pack it in since it is such a cool mod that can be very helpful and also a lot of fun to mess around with. It's the Institute portal gun, which is free and can be picked up in Diamond City in a locked container. It basically works just as the gun in Portal, so by placing an orange and a blue portal, you create a teleportation gate between the two places and can hop between these two places in a second. To switch between orange and blue on your weapon, you have to go into the menu and deselect and select the portal pistol again. The cool thing about this weapon is that you can teleport almost anywhere you want, even outside of the intended game space. It can also be used between buildings or large distances, which can make for some nice shortcuts. Boy, she can start one of those chain reactions in my heart. A big explosion, big and loud. Next up is a new weapon called LK-05. The weapon is fully automatic and can be customized in every fashion. While it's a very strong weapon, it is not intended to be overpowered by the author. So if you want to keep the challenge up even with the mods, you can definitely add this weapon to your inventory. After the mod is installed, you can find the weapon on some enemies or simply buy it from the weapons vendor in Diamond City.
Talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me, and one showed me a spot he said he knowed, so I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds, when all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around, with a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to take me some government land.
Uranium fever has done and got me down.
Console mod number 3 is an awesome atmosphere and environment enhancer and changes the look and feel to the classic Fallout look. For its tiny file size, this mod changes the feel of the wasteland perfectly. Almost every exterior has new lighting and weather effects.
She's just the way I want it to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive as a TV tower, a nuclear fission in her soul, loves with the electronic control. Atom bomb baby.
The next mod is for your home and brings some nice color schemes. It's called Renovated Decorations and comes with a ton of curtains and carpets. The curtains snap to the ceiling just like the original ones. So if you're someone who likes a more modern or colorful touch, it's a great mod to have installed for later when it's time to build a new home again. At number 5 we have a grenade mod that is completely overpowered and turns frag grenades, pulse grenades and baseball grenades into deadly force powers. So while this mod is active, you won't be able to use these grenades types in their original form. First up, you can build them at your chemistry station. The frag grenade turns into the force blast, the pulse grenade is now the force lightning, and the baseball grenade will now be the repulsor.
Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed, so I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds, when all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain.
The force lightning has to be aimed exactly at an enemy, while the other two completely destroy everything in a small blast radius.
All around, with a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to space with you, land.
Uranium fever has done and got me down.
The last one for this week is actually a bit tricky to recommend for me because it has caused some problems while I was playing, but I'll explain in a second. First up, the mod is called War of the Commonwealth, and what it does is turn the wasteland into a battlefield basically. This mod adds thousands of new enemy spawn points in the world and gives you a lot more to do on the open areas that were completely empty before. The great thing is that your allies and enemies have randomized patrol routes in the world now, so you can come across 10 friendly soldiers in a field now fighting other enemies. This brings a lot of life to some previously dead areas and also gives you a good challenge. The downside to this great mod is that it will make your loading times quite a bit longer and it can cause performance problems and can also corrupt save games depending on your other mods or load order. So if you want to try this out, I would recommend doing it in a new game. So be careful if you check it out, but other than that, this mod was a lot of fun for me and it definitely brings some hectic fun and life to the world. That's it for this week guys, hope you enjoyed this week's console mods. Have a great day and see you in the next one.
In my heart, a big explosion, big and loud.